Hello, my name is Jeremy Valentine. I am an O-line coach at Chaminade Julienne in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about O-line drills for run first offense. A little background about myself. Um, we were a shotgun double wing base last year, and we ran the ball a lot. And when I say a lot, we ran the ball more than I ever have. I was a little bit more of an RPO guy, still power counter, your basic gap stuff. I really did like to run. Just we had over 4,000 yards rushing, which is crazy, in just 11 games. Shows that we didn't pass that much since we only had 406 yards per game. Um, Average 32.7 points per game, and we also had the Offensive Player of the Year, Mr. Payne, right there. So that's just a little bit a background, double tight, foot to foot, fullback. And I really wanted to kind of get going with that. So, first thing I want to really set up for you is my philosophy when it comes to drilling. I think it is important to have a drill philosophy as you're going forward. The first thing is practice time is not unlimited. One of the things that really drives me crazy is when we're going to start an individual period and I look across the field and I see coaches just starting to set up their drill. Um, be ready, be out there. If you have the luxury of teaching at the school you're at and you can get out there right away for practice, I'm setting drills up all the time so I can run from drill to drill to drill. That part of a practice efficiency and just getting those guys moving so they're not all standing in one spot is very important. Now I understand some of you are coming to practice late, that type of thing, but anytime there's downtime, they're getting a drink, that type of thing. You should be hustling a little bit, setting up drills, getting everything ready to go. As I mentioned, we are a double wing team, and we are very run first. So it's important that you manage to set up your drills for your offense. We did throw the ball a little bit this year, not too much drop back, but in some of our 2-minute stuff was drop back. But I did not practice any pass pro. Why would you? We're blocking down and kicking out most of the time, and because of that, it you don't want to waste time on that. There's no point in it. So design drills for your offense. You might see a college coach and you're like, oh, that looks real cool, and or you go see, it's clinic season right now, you go see a clinic and you're like, oh, well, that's really cool. Well, if it doesn't work for your offense, you're just wasting your time, and eh, that is one thing we can't do as coaches. Everyday drills, or excuse me, drills that carry over to a game. If you're not seeing what you're coaching carry over to practice and then carry over to the game, you probably need to evaluate how you're teaching and how you're coaching the drills. I am a social studies teacher at Chaminade Julienne, so teaching is my first profession, and that is what I really try and focus on when I'm getting these guys. So EDDs, or everyday drills, or fixes. I saw this question posted on Twitter, and I really didn't. I really, it really made me think quite a bit. Everyday drills are going to be, things you do every day, steps, those types of things. And I thought to myself, well, that I don't have one, I don't have enough time for that, and two, I'm a fixer. If I see we're not getting the near foot near shoulder on our kick out, well, guess what? We're going to work on that. And it's going to be, once we get into the season, it's going to be scheme based. We are lucky enough to film most of our practices, and I can go back and I can watch and see, hey, did they do it correctly? Are they stepping with the right foot? Are they hitting with the right shoulder? Are they popping straight up when they're coming out of their stance? So yes, there's going to be that foundation of everyday drills that you're going to see, but it's really going to be fixes for me, especially once you get into the season. Early in the season, off season. Here in Ohio, we don't have spring ball, but we do get some practice time in the summer. So I'm there working those EDDs, every day drills in the summer. Name your drills. I think this is important. For one reason, you can just be like, "Hey guys, perfect pull," and the guys know it. And they can set it up, or they can go over there. Some of them might even be able to run it on their own. You got senior kid like big Ethan here. Um, is going to be a big part of it. Details matter. Coach the details. Our offense scheme is not complicated. We're going to run power. We're going to run counter. We're going to run a sweep. And we're going to run like an off D gap play, like a buck sweep type play. So you have to really coach the details. Hey, if your head is here or your head is here, it can be the difference between a big run or a loss of yardage. So those drills and repetitions matter. And that's one reason why naming your drill and setting up that drill all the time, and then just having variations of it. Hey, I want hey, we're gonna log this time because we're getting a real squeezing in. Hey, we're gonna try and kick him out, but if we can't, we're gonna log him. All right. So just little things like that. Steal. Twitter is a great resource for finding drills. Again, make sure it fits your offense, it fits what you are going to do, and really take those and run with them. Talk to other coaches. Hey, what do you do for this? What do you do for that? And steal it. Everything I had, I'm sure I've gotten some stealing from others. Write down your drills. A lot of what you're going to see on here are just drawings, my crude drawings. I did film them sometime, but I couldn't find them, so you don't get that. Another thing is drills must be safe. I do like being physical in our drills, but I like to almost have like a pitch count for some of my guys. Hey, I don't need a smashing a billion times. All right. I know Ethan here will have no problem putting a guy in the dirt and driving off the ball. So we don't need to smash. So make sure those drills are safe, and the more safe you can make them where they're using great technique, I think is very important. So I'm going to talk here blast off progression. I'm going to talk double teams, and I'll finish up with perfect pull, and I will show a few clips of film just so you have a general idea. All right, blast off. Again, I got this one switching to the shotgun double wing. I got this one from coach out in California, and just watching these. So one thing I like to do, especially when we're stepping, obviously, I'd like them to be able to do it early on both ways, be able to step out of a right-handed stance and a left-handed stance. Now, since we are a double wing team, we actually put our inside hand down because we're not pass throwing that much. So these guys would be in a left-handed stance here, and these guys would be in a right-handed stance. So the base one is alternate between right and left. I like to do that because it gives them time, the other group time to get set up. I can coach them while the other ones are getting ready. Now, sometimes if I have help, we can go faster. Hey, coach, I'll take this side, you take that side. But just those details that I want to be able to get into them are really important. Early on in the year, I'll set up like a blue or a yellow cone or a red or an orange cone, anything that has an R. So I'll put like a red cone here, a red cone here. So these guys know right where to set up. As well, you put centers here and they can rotate different lines. So alternate between left and right, centers filling in wherever they need to do. Must dip on the first step. That's very important because we are double wing. We load up, head up, flat back, trying to fire off the ball. This was our first year of it, so just getting, when you see film, we're not perfect at it yet, but our guys are being pretty physical, trying to get off the football. Coach White talked this black pants. We're down there. We want to be low. We're firing off. Eyes up. That's a huge coaching point when we're talking about blast off. So I'll start them out with the one step. Blast off one. Set, hit, or I'll blow a whistle. Boot, boot, and they're stepping, pausing, stepping, pausing, stepping, pausing. Some people will call it bird dog. I've heard it called that before. I just run these off. So those first 5 minutes, we're just on air. Tight ends, if they're with us, they'll alternate in as well, depending on what side of the ball they're playing in. Then I'm going to work them just on their base block, and then so one base, 1 2, okay, 2 1 2, bam bam. All right, bam bam. bam, 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 bam. And they're setting up and going, setting up and going, setting up and going, setting up and going. Really, really going as fast as they can, trying to get into the drill as well as they can. Um, so fire off the ball with low hips. Um, we do get down. I was originally a double under guy, so low hips win. But because we're doing the double wing stuff, we're really firing off the ball because the ball hits so much quicker. And we're driving. So once we get to the third one, we'll drive about 5 yards, and we're just really firing off the ball as fast as we can, and that is the main part of it. So I'll go one step, two step, and fire off 5 yards, and that is usually what we do with the first stage of the blast off progression. I can then introduce pads. All right. And that'll take about 5 minutes. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fit 1, 2. We all know that contact is made on that second step, and we're driving through then and stop on the double whistle. We'll do that. We'll do 3 bases, 3 downs. We do so many down blocks. So I like to go to my right side and then my left side, right side, left side. Again, I feel like you can just coach those guys so much better and see those details so much better. I know once I get into the season, I know I'm lucky if I got about eight deep, 8 guys that can play varsity football, and I know that I'll feel safe with them out there. And I want to rep those guys. And then you add in the tight ends, maybe 4 tight ends. So you might have a group of 12, and you can just rep these out, rep these out, rep these out. So you're already right here. You need 8 guys because these guys are bag holders. They get driven off. All right. Hey, get your inside elbow in tighter or whatever while they're walking back. Say hit, bam, go. Okay. Once you block the pad, you bring the pad back. All right. And then you're out. So offense, defense out. Offense, defense out. I even got tight elbows written on there. Driving through. Perf pull is we pull a lot of guys. I think I did a variation of this where I did not pull the tackle, but I like to set this one up. Now, we are lucky enough to have a turf field, so they know where the O-line is going to be. It's going to be closest to all the stuff. I'm not lugging all this stuff all the way to the other side of the field every day. I think the big boys deserve that at least, or at least their O-line coach does. But they're going to, some people skip pull. We drop cross excel. That's kind of what my head coach wants us to do. But whatever variation of pull technique you are using as well. So because we get a lot of run through, we will end up having the tight ends pick up run through on it. So they're walling off as soon as they come through this pad. I will get the tight ends in this sometimes, and sometimes I'll do it like just half line. So if we are having a lot of communication issues with how to pick up the backside of a gap scheme, I will just bump this down. We'll make it a little wider. I'll add the center here. All right. And then he can communicate with the tackle, and he gets reps communicating with the tackle. Hey, I need help. Hey, you can go right now, right to the outside, whatever it might be, what post hinge, that type of thing. That's how we've done it a little bit. I know I haven't pulled in here, but that's been the best situation for him here. Or I'll have play a linebacker here, and I'll just kind of walk up, and well, no, he knows he's got to get me instead of this defensive end right there. All right, we're looking. Again, you can get lots of reps at this because you need 12 guys just to run this drill. Centers can be involved, as I mentioned. Once you block the bag, you take the bag. All right. This is the double team. Okay, we're not working the double team right now. We're working the pull. Okay, and I try and have them scrape paint off of that. I'll put blue or yellow cones. Blue has an L on it. Yellow has an L on it, so that my left side guys know where to go. And I'll put a cone right here. Red or green, orange also, if you got those types of cones. And we're pulling there. Coaching points. Your guards you want to make contact near foot to near shoulder. If you hit them square, you better drive them. And we'll wall off with this guy right here. You can add variations to this. Again, I love that you can do these half lines, and you can go bam, 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 bam. So you're not just killing your guys, but they're getting set up over here. We're not wasting a lot of time. Again, like I said, efficiency is very important. So scrape paint off the double teams. I will sometimes also, if we're having these guys that they're looking over here, they're drifting a lot. I will stand right over here and I'll just hold up numbers and have them call it out, so I know that their eyes are on me. As I said, there's got to be variations to it. Sometimes I will stand with a bag, and all that does is I'll tell my guys to sift trash. If I go outside, you go inside. If I go inside, you go outside. Wherever that trash is, we're just going to sift around it and go. So my second and sometimes third pullers just have to have their eyes up, and they got to read him. I tell them they get to be like a running back. Okay, you got to find the hole. You got to fit the hole. Yeah, we're still walling off with this guy, so as soon as we come around, we're outside. If the ball is spilled, you gotta fit the square up off of the ball. Counter as well. Okay, since we do run a little bit of counter tray, we do most of the time pull the tight end on counter, but it's the same idea. Okay, I will have the guy outside. He's coming off of the double team. You want your head near foot, near shoulder, inside. Second puller wants his near foot, near shoulder, inside, depending on if we've got a tight end pulling or a tackle pulling. It's going to be the same idea with the play. Essentially half line. Again, sift trash. What I will do then is I'll tell this guy, hey, you're either going to spill it or you're going to cage it. Again, the guard has to read that block. Okay, you have the same side over here as well, and just kick out. Again, we're gaps team, we're power, we're counter. So I want to do this at least one time a week, hopefully two, because we're always working on this. Even fixed wise, we're trying to do this. So the guard logs must try and stay square. That's a very important coaching point. So you see a lot of times guards go to kick out and they try and log the guy and turn their butt to the hole. We don't want that. We want them to press vertically, and it ends up being a little bit more natural looking and more physical, essentially. You can also add a fullback on like a GH counter if that's what you do. Y counter, some people call it. We will bring this guy back a lot of times, and we'll pull these two as well. If you know what, if you've watched us play, and then his rules are still going to be the same. He's going to wall off where he's leading the kick, near foot, near shoulder, near foot, near shoulder. Kid's probably tired of hearing me say that. Double team drill is I'll do a couple variations of it. One, I'll do the steps to it, and I'll be like one step, and they'll step to their fit. All right, two step, and they'll fit, and then I'll blow the whistle, and they'll run their feet off of it. Again, just getting them used to that body position, that type of thing. A couple variations you can do to get them used to it is you can put one guy there with the bag, and you have another guy behind him giving a little bit more resistance with it. You want to have able-bodied kids here. You don't want a freshman getting squashed in between there. Again, these drills need to be safe. And then I'll play with him, inside shade, head up, 3 technique on the guard, as well as the tight end. We get a lot of double teams with our tight end tackle as well. So we're going to rep those. And again, I put them opposite. So my left tackle and my left guard, left tight end, they'll be on the right side and they'll flip. So they're going opposite, looking in that direction. Probably a lot of you do these double team drills. But it's a good way to really break it down for the guys, and then whatever I'm emphasizing during team, we might be, I know if I want to be real physical in team, I might tone it down a little bit. Again, that pitch count is going to be important for that. Before I show you a little film, there's my Twitter if you're interested in following me. Again, Jeremy Valentine for Chaminade Julienne. So here we are in the shotgun double wing. I know it goes a little better when we're in slow motion. So you can see here, perfect pull. Okay. We're real wide with this guy here. So our fullback ends up being a bonus guy. You can see these guys really working on it here. You can see this freshman tight end, looking to pick somebody up inside out. I mean, and that comes from reps. We're also getting great movement on the down blocks. Okay, watch these guys right here. They're loading their hands. Boom. Okay, Big Will could do a little better loading his hands, but that's about as beautiful as you can be there, going right up the gut. Okay, and Alter is a big rival of ours. We don't beat them very often, but it wouldn't be much of a rivalry if they won all the time. So here we are. Here's another counter. We started this game, so both these tight ends are freshmen. All right, he's probably be a guard for us next year, maybe a tackle. But really firing off the ball. Okay, I'd like to see this guy get a little bit more near foot, near shoulder. Fullback comes through, near foot, near shoulder, ends up teaming up with the wing back. You see the puller, the tight end. He's looking inside. Okay, that comes from looking. Hey, my numbers. All right, where are you looking at? All right, he gets just enough of him. That was one of the first plays of the game. Let's see if I can find. There we go. All right. Again, counter, wing counter here. Here's that tight end in that alter game here playing. We ended up playing guard here for us, being real physical. Like to see him get a little bit more of the right shoulder. All right, but you see these guys when they're walling off, and we did a good job with the ball fake here. I kind of faded out the defense. This is much earlier in the year. Even faked out my cameraman Phil. Okay, here it is again. Okay, you see a hard squeeze here from up top. I'd like to see him try and get a little bit, but you see he does press vertical. He doesn't just turn his butt inside. Because he presses vertical here, we're able to get through that hole. Here's against Baden. This is a very good football team. Got upset a little bit this year, but you see these good down blocks. Like to see the fullback run through this a little bit more. Down, wash. Right up the A gap. I love it. Split the hash. Here's our playoff game. I ended up coming up short in this game. Would you see them flying off the football? All right. Kicking out. Here's a double team. I call my tackle and tight end Ted. Tackle and Ted double teams. So I think this is coming to the right. You can see them here working together. Bam. Getting great push there. My dog just pushed his way into my computer room here. Watch it. Bam. Good. Look at that movement. That's great movement. Okay. And that is repped. That is drilled. Here's tight end. The other side. We sometimes, if you're playing inside hard here, watch him get on his hip. Oh yeah. You can't not move when you get in on that hip. Sure, we have a scary package being delivered right now. Let's see here. These are all my Ted doubles. Gator, guard and tackle. You can see here, left side. Just movement. All right, movement. Now this is our first game running this offense, so we weren't quite clicking yet. Our tackle should have been back here, but you see that movement. This is a big lad that they're moving. All right, they're not small boys themselves, but this kid's a 280, 300 pounder. Doom. That's great movement, lateral movement. Again, against a well-coached McNick team. Now, sometimes it ends up being a triple team. Like to see the guard help with that a little bit more. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you want to hit me up here, you have questions, you can get a hold of me on Twitter at Jeremy Valentine 55. Thanks for watching. Bye.